Hey everybody, and welcome back to another hang gliding site introduction. Today I'm going to take you flying at Montaud. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the site, give you some safety information, and then I'm going to take you on a 50-kilometer cross-country flight that can be done on most flying days. So hook in, get ready, we're about to take off. Montaud is the northernmost site on the Massif du Vercors, across the valley from the Massif de la Chartreuse and near the city of Grenoble. The takeoff is at 1,290 meters, and it is a steep slope style launch in a slot between trees. Like all official FFVL sites, this site has a board at the takeoff that shows various safety information, radio frequencies, landing zones, and do not fly areas. Below the takeoff on the plateau, there are several fields that can be used as landing zones, but I almost always land in the landing field of La Bouisse, which is just below Le Grand Rat takeoff. I prefer this landing field because it is big, flat, wide open, and has predictable wind direction. This photo is taken from the landing zone looking back towards the takeoff. Another cool thing about landing in La Bouisse is that it is a small cross-country flight to arrive there. It is 9.6 kilometers away from the takeoff, or 9,600 meters. There is a 1,100 meter elevation change, so that gives us an 8.7 to 1 glide from the takeoff to the landing field. On a high-performance glider in calm air, this is typically pretty easy, but often there is a valley wind that moves in this direction, which makes it a little bit harder. Because of that valley wind, you're going to want to avoid flying on the east side of this red line. If you want a closer look of that area in relation to the takeoff, here is the takeoff circled in green, and again, the red do not fly area. It can be very tempting to fly back there when you're high, but on most flying days, there is no lift back there, and you'll just get pinned down in the valley breeze, and you may find yourself landing in the valley in strong wind. Typically, after we take off, we fly south along the Vercors to a point around here. And after that, we fly north across the valley onto the Chartreuse and go as far as we feel comfortable to a point maybe around here. This flight can easily be made larger or smaller depending on your comfort level and the quality of the day. This clip is cool because it shows Raul and I finding two separate thermals at the exact same time. These two thermals are the typical house thermals in front of takeoff. One is to the right and one is to the left. And it also illustrates two different thermaling styles, Raul making big wide turns and me making sharp type turns. You may have noticed that our tracks start to get a little bit erratic here. And that's because Raul and I were having a little bit of fun showing off for the hikers on Le Boeuf. Alright, that's enough fun. Time to get back to cross country. Heading south on the Vercors, you can see that once we go around Bec de l'Orient, the angle of the ridge changes. Instead of having a nice perpendicular airflow, now the wind is about 45-degree cross. This takes away some of the ridge lift and makes the thermals turbulent and choppy. Here's a nice view of Autran, which is where I live. It's always nice to see home from the air, and sometimes when I have a driver, I land there. When the lift is high enough, we fly south on the high ridge, but today the lift isn't very high, and so I decided to take us along the front range to keep us closer to safe landing fields. We're not finding good lift down here, so it's time to head back north towards takeoff. The way back was in a partial headwind, but the lift close to the mountain was good. I think we made a few more turns than necessary on the way back, but you tell me. You can see as soon as I pass around the Bec de l'Orient, my forward speed increases. Back in front of Le Boeuf, now the goal is to get high enough to make the crossing of the valley to Chartreuse. Now we're high enough to go, but Raul doesn't follow me. Come on, Raul, let's go. The view flying over the valley and the surrounding mountain ranges is truly awesome. There are usually some pretty strong thermals on this ridge if you make it across the valley high enough. I want to catch the thermal under this cloud, but it's dissipating, and when I arrive, I can't find the core. It looks so good on the high mountains back there. If only I could get up that high. At this moment, I'm a little concerned that I've made a mistake and that I may end up landing back here. I'm not high enough to glide back to the landing zone from here. Fortunately, I am able to catch a thermal that gets me high enough to glide back out, so I take the opportunity to get back to the landing zone. As I make my final glide, let me thank you for sticking with me this far. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like it and subscribe. That really helps my channel and helps inspire me to produce more content. If you have any suggestions on things you would like to see more or less of in the video, please leave me a comment below. I like to answer all the comments. If you're a pilot who's interested to come fly France, get in contact with me. I'll leave my email in the description. I provide everything from daily glider rentals to full tours.